So there's been a bunch of really cool new watch releases recently. Let's begin with IWC. So IWC have released the brand new Miramar. Now this comes in a beautiful blue ceramic, which they actually collaborated with Pantone for, or you can get a stainless steel version with the same color of dial. Now personally, I think the stainless steel version is the sexiest, but it is up to you and whether you like colored ceramics or not. The ceramic model comes in at 41.9 millimeters in diameter, 15.5 millimeters in height, is water resistant to 10 bar, and has a beautiful caliber 69380 movement. This is fully automatic with 46 hours of power, and it beats at a frequency of 28,800 VPH. The stainless steel version comes in at 41 millimeters in diameter, 14.5 millimeters in height, so it is a little bit slimmer and a little bit smaller than its ceramic brother, and it is also water resistant to 10 bar. It has a slightly different movement as well in the caliber 69385. This is fully automatic with 46 hours of power, and it beats at a frequency of 28,800 VPH. Now, because this is a collaboration with Pantone and IWC, this is a totally brand new shade of blue, and it's really hard to describe it. It's almost like a dusty kind of blue, and it looks so much more subtle than you might think. Normally, I don't gravitate towards ceramic watches. I think the colors are just that little bit too bold, but on this one, it actually looks really, really nice. With that said, I think the stainless steel is a little bit smaller, a little bit slimmer, it's a little bit cleaner, and I prefer it. Also, on that note, the full ceramic version is a Top Gun model, so it actually has a closed case back with obviously the Top Gun logo on it, but the full stainless steel version has a beautiful open case back. The ceramic version comes in at £11,100, whereas the stainless steel version comes in at £5,900. That is a huge price difference, and I do believe for the money, the better proposition would probably be the stainless steel version. Next up is a weird one. It's a weird one because it goes against the grain of everything that's happening in the industry at the moment. Typically, watches are getting much smaller, whereas Blancpain have gone against the grain and released this. This is the brand new 50 Fathoms Tech 5029. This model has a brand new interchangeable strap system, and it has a bold choice of rubber straps, especially for Blancpain. Now, when you think of Blancpain, you think of classic. You think of the oldest watch brand in the world, not in continuous production, but in the world. It is very vintage. It is very classic. And they're kind of starting to go against the grain. They're going for more bold stuff. And I think that's what they need. They need an injection of life. And this white rubber strap or orange rubber strap, it gives it that life, which is pretty damn awesome. But what I'm not sure about on this watch are the specs. So it comes in at 45 millimeters in diameter. 14.2 millimeters in thickness. It has sapphire crystal glass and on the case back, and it's water resistant to 300 meters. The entire case comes in full titanium. It has a beautiful movement in the caliber 1315A, and this is fully automatic. It has 227 components, which is insane, and it has 120 hours of power. I actually really like the aesthetics of this watch, and I really like the way that Blancpain are being a little bit more bold. I like the fact that they're getting new people into the industry they're being more trendy, shall we say. But this is big. Like, I feel like if they released this watch, but in 40 millimeters, this would have been a huge boom. But because it's that little bit bigger, it just kind of segregates some of the market. It kind of separates itself from a lot of people that like smaller watches. I love Blancpain as a brand, and I hope the next thing they do is bring this out, but just a touch smaller. Oh yeah, and also, this comes in at £19,300. Next on the list, and I absolutely adore this brand. I love this brand. But before we get on to them, if you do enjoy these videos, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button to help a fellow watch nerd out. We do have really, really cool giveaways coming up, and I'd really appreciate the support. It means so much more than you know. So thank you. This is the brand new Lange Söhne Zeitwerk date in 750 pink gold. Lange is just the most German brand you could ever think of, really. It is German engineering to the max. This new watch is so beautiful. It's unbelievable. This watch comes in at 44.2 millimeters in diameter, 12.3 millimeters in thickness, which is absolutely insane when you look at the movement on this watch, especially because it has an open case back. Again, the engineering of a Lange Söhne is just, it's mind-blowing to a watch lover, a watch enthusiast. Actually, here's a fun fact for you. So a Lange Söhne as a brand have something called the twice is better motto. Now, essentially what the twice is better motto is they build a watch from scratch. They totally hand make this thing, build it, craft it. They've got the final article, and then they think, screw it, let's strip it all down and build it again. Why? Because twice is better. And that's partially why a Lange Söhne's numbers, production numbers, are so low, and also why they take so long to produce. It has an insane movement in the L043.8, and this has 516 pars. This is manually wound, hence why it's just that little bit thinner, and it has 72 hours of power. I just feel like that pink gold plays off that grey just unbelievably well. Not to mention the leather strap and also that tiny little bit of red on the dial. The big bold numerals are just so German and so beautiful. Obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. Next up is a fun one. It's a fun one because a lot of people are saying that they're actually having a stab at Rolex. I don't think they are. I think Seiko very much do their own thing, but a lot of people are saying, well, you know, Rolex has adopted the name the Pepsi. Why has Seiko come along and taken it? But Rolex never actually did adopt the name of Pepsi. I think it's us as the watch community gave it the name Pepsi instead of them actually calling the watch the Pepsi. It was more us than it was them. And what Seiko have done is came along and said, no, actually, we are the official Pepsi. So there are two new Seiko 5 Sports Pepsis to choose between. There's a stainless steel version with a stainless steel bracelet, the SRPL99, or you have a rubber strap variant, which is the SSK047. Both of these models are a limited edition to 7,000 pieces, and I do think, looking at these two side by side, I do think that the one that appeals to me most is the stainless steel version. This model comes in at 38 millimeters in diameter, 44.2 millimeters lug to lug, and the thickness comes in at 12.1 millimeters. It has the caliber 4R36, which we can recognize from other Seiko models in the range, and has a power reserve of approximately 41 hours. Now, when we hop over to the rubber strap variant, it comes in at 42.5 millimeters, 13.6 millimeters in thickness, and the lug to lug is 46 millimeters. It has the caliber 4R34 movement with 41 hours of power. We can see in the case backs of these that they're both limited edition and in collaboration with Pepsi, never mind the fact that they're using Pepsi's colors on the actual watches. Interestingly, when you actually buy these watches as well, and we'll go over the price in a second, but when you buy these watches, they come in a kind of cool Pepsi looking box. The more the better when it comes to luxury. So the stainless steel version comes in at £330, whereas the black rubber strap version comes in at a slightly more inflated or expensive price of £470. I do really rate the fact that Seiko kind of do their own things. They have tons of limited editions, fun collaborations, and they're just so damn collectible. I think that's partially why I've fallen in love with Seiko, especially over the last, I'm going to say 2 years. I mean, I have two Seikos and one King Seiko, and I'm looking at my next Seiko to buy. They're so collectible, and they're also so affordable, which is, yeah, that's really cool. I don't know why I'm playing with this. Did not expect that to make a bang. The next watch on the list is also a limited edition. Seems to be the month of the limited edition right now. It's kind of weird, but this brand, it's never captured me, but I like what they're doing. I really, really do. I have nothing bad to say about them. I really like what they're doing, but it's just, one of those brands that never got me. But this is cool. This is the brand new Ulysse Nardin blast-free wheel. This is an exclusive timepiece limited to 50 pieces. It has the unbelievable caliber UN176, which is fully visible and looks just unreal. It has 246 components and it has 23 jewels. It beats at a frequency of 18,000 VPH and has 170 hours of power. This model comes in 18 karat full white gold, comes in at 45 millimeters in diameter and 12.4 millimeters in thickness. What is it with brands and releasing bigger watches at the moment? Like, I like this watch. I love the movement in this watch. I like the strap of this watch. I love how the case is integrated into that rubber strap on this watch. I love the movement. I love everything about it. But why is it 45 millimeters? Like, why don't you just make it 40? It's just like, I don't know, it's confusing. Now, this watch is a technical work of art, and as a result, it is extremely expensive. Actually, on their website, which I'm looking at the moment, it doesn't even say the price, it just says register interest. I'm gonna guess that these are probably sold out, but nevertheless, super cool watch. Next on the list, we have another really expensive watch because it comes in at 49,000 Swiss francs, but it's a totally underrated brand in the industry. This is the Parmigiani Tonda PF Sports chronograph in rose gold. That rose gold playing against that white strap with that silvery white dial is just to die for. This watch comes in at 42 millimeters in diameter, 12.9 millimeters in thickness. It's water resistant to 100 meters, is obviously a chrono model, so it has all the bells and whistles attached to that. And it has the caliber PF070-CSND. This has 65 hours of power and has 288 components. I just absolutely adore the look and feel of Parmigiani watches. I don't enjoy the price because it's so out of reach for me, but I can appreciate them. And I can appreciate that only a watch enthusiast, a real watch enthusiast, when looking at a Parmigiani would know what it is. If any of you guys have Parmigianis out there, by the way, I commend you because they're so sexy and so underrated. All right, next up is a watch brand that I've been getting more on board with recently, for sure. I definitely had a falling out period with them, and not genuine falling out period. I just fell out of love with them a little bit, I'm gonna say 5 years ago. But recently, they've been doing some really cool stuff in some really nice sizes. I just felt Bell & Ross as a brand was very bulky. It's very spread on the wrist, it's very square, and it was just too much. But then they started refining their sizes down, started bringing out new stuff, and I thought, actually, that's pretty cool. This is the brand new BR-05 Skeleton Phantom Ceramic. This comes in at 41 millimeters in diameter, comes in at a beautiful 11.2 millimeters thick. The dial is, of course, skeletonized, and when I first got into the watch industry, skeletonized dials were what did it for me. And it's purely because I like the mechanics. I like seeing the things, the cogs turn and the balance wheel, all that kind of stuff. I like seeing into it. So skeletonized watches definitely hold a special place in my heart. With that said, they're definitely harder to read. There's definitely legibility issues. There's definitely more issues than solutions that surround skeletonized watches. But it's seeing into the engine of your Ferrari, right? It's seeing into the engine, it's seeing into the movement, and I love that. And on the subject of movements, this watch has the caliber BR Cal 322-1. This is fully automatic with 54 hours of power, and the full movement is blackened. Now, this watch is, of course, in full ceramic, and it is limited to 500 pieces, which is actually quite unfortunate because I really like this watch, looking at it, like I really, really do. Now, I think what Bell & Ross need to just have a little bit of a tweak with is the rubber straps. I think they're just that little bit too thick. With that said, everything else about Bell & Ross has been getting better and better and better. And I really, really like them at the moment. I like seeing what they're doing. I think they're quite an exciting brand at the moment. And this specific model just kind of like, it concretes that, it makes that more concrete. I think they are very exciting. Now, this comes in at £8,900, so it's not cheap. But for what you get, I think it's pretty cool. All right, and now we get to one that had a lot of controversy surrounding it because a lot of people in the industry, I really like this watch, and I actually put an Instagram photo up in the Chisholm Hunter watches page, which is my Instagram account, and I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of people saying this is boring, but I thought it was brilliant. So I don't know, differentiating views, I suppose. But this is the new Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meters with a brilliant orange flare. Now, essentially, this is just the no-date Omega Seamaster with orange hues, orange vibes thrown in there. And I know that it's a subtle change, but I feel like that's what the watch industry are doing at the moment. And the reason that they're doing that is because the watch industry in general is in a sort of stage of uncertainty. I mean, there's tariffs, 39% tariffs that have just been actioned in America, which pretty much screws the Swiss watch industry. So they're not wanting to do anything too huge at the moment because huge innovation comes with a huge price. So instead, they're kind of tweaking things. They're making little changes here and there. And, I thought these changes were really, really nice. I think they really, really fit. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about that kind of little rant at the end there. I do think when times are tough, people go back to what they know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Or follow our Instagram at Chisholm Hunter Watches, or my Instagram at HB Lifelens, or the podcast, the Into the Mind podcast. And I'll see you guys real soon.